Welcome to a new tutorial by Siltech. This time we will talk about the ranking or league, which is undoubtedly one of the best features of our program. With this function you will bring your service to the next level for your players, creating the first automatic ranking of your club, proposing a number of interesting games, and creating greater loyalty to your club. If we go to the Activities menu, and select Ranking, we will go to all the rankings that we have created. If we want to create a new one, you click the button New. First we fill in the name you want to give this league. In this example we will call it Tennis League. Then we fill in the details of it, how many will be in each group, score, games, etc. Select the sport, in this case tennis. We can configure the league to have an initial enrollment, or periodic installments that we want, or mixture of both. If we decide to charge a fee at the beginning, we will fill the field enrollment fee with that product. If we want to charge a fee every time we create new rotations or pairings, then we will fill the field periodic fee. Both must be filled with product type being quote. We recommend that, when creating this new product or fee, we choose the option Personalized in the frequency field. Let's make an example. This way, when wanting to charge a fee to all players in this ranking, we will add a new date to this periodic fee. The system will create a receipt to each player. We will see it later. As we'll see later on, depending on the type of booking that we attach to the league in the Settings tab, each game will have a price associated to that type of reservation. We can make the games free because they are already included in the fee, or charge a special rate for being in ranking, or even to pay the official price of the track. In this case I will choose a €10 paddle ranking enrollment, and I will give them a polo shirt for free to each player. I will create a fee of €40 every time we create a new rotation, and I'll put the games as free in the ranking. We will now set a start date, and an end date for this ranking. For example, today until the end of the year. We can fill in observations field about this league. In the Internet section we can fill in the following fields. Visible Internet. If you select this, the ranking or league will be visible online for players that are registered. In this case I'll click Yes. Enter online results. If we select players may enter the results of their matches instantly to update qualification, I'll click Yes. Book online. If selected, players can book their matches in the schedule that'll be set later. I will enable it. Reservation minutes. It is the duration of the booking. For these tennis games, I'll put 60 minutes. Minimum ahead allowance is the minimum time which one can make the reservation. I'll set it so the reservation can be made at any time, without limits. Maximum ahead allowance is how far in advance one can make the ranking reservation. In this case I will set it as 14 days, or 20.160 minutes. Once we click Save, there is a new section below that is the online reservations time frame. We will click New to add the available hours for this matches. In this case, I will set every day, during all day in court number 1, and court number 2. In the Enrollments tab we have the players registered as ranking or league, and the registration fee each has to pay. We don't see any player yet, but let's see another ranking as an example. These fees can be customized, omitted, or edited anywhere in the program. The Fees tab is the same as the inscriptions but with periodic installments. On this case, I set the ranking with a personalized periodic fee. To add a fee to all the players, we have to go to that periodic fee and add a date we want to charge our clients. We would have to do that every time we start a new rotation in outstanding payments. Now we turn to the Settings tab. Let's see the point system we will carry out in this ranking. We will give 3 points to win the game, and 2 if it's a tie. We also have the possibility to score those couples who have managed to win a set. In this case we will give them a point, and in the case of losing all sets of the match, we'll put 0 points. These points will be reflected in the qualification when we introduce the result. Later we'll see this. After we will say the number of levels that the first group goes down. In this case, both will go down one group. We do the same with intermediate and last group. Finally, on this tab we'll fill the round section in groups. Number rotations. In our system, all the teams will play against each other only one time. Number of rotations is the amount of phases you plan to have during the season. Let's say we will have 5 rotations over the season. It means I expect to complete 5 rotations, with 5 up and downs of teams. Number of groups are the groups that are in the league. In this case I will say 3 groups. These 2 fields can be edited when the league starts to expand rounds or groups. Number of players per team indicates how many players there will be in each team. 1 player in the case of single tennis, and 2 players in case of normal paddle or doubles tennis. The booking type will give us the color of the bookings of this ranking or league, and also the price of the bookings. If we want it to be free because they have already paid the fee, we have to select a type of booking with a free product assigned to it. In this case, I will choose ranking, which I previously created for this purpose. If we want to charge the same amount as the normal court, then we choose a type of reservation without any product assigned to it, and the price of that booking will be according to the schedule. Ranking changes the level. If so, then each game will change the level of the player, like when playing an Ironman match. Classification. The points scored in every game you play will be added to the qualification that we have put. In another video we will explain in detail how this classification works. The Group 1 tab is where you can sign up teams. We click Edit, and then Add Team. We open fields to add the players. As we start writing their names, those that are already signed up appear, or if not, we can apply the magnifying glass and create a new one. The field, Team, by default, is filled only with part of Player 1's name, and Player 2, but you can customize it as you like. In Group, we select in the drop-down menu which group that team will be in. The number of players that can be placed in each team has been configured previously in number of groups. We may also make observations on that team as available time, etc. To finish, we will click on Save. Once you have completed the teams, the players appear on the Players tab. That allows us to send communications, or to those who have been in the ranking at some point. We can also export the list to Excel. In the Rotation 1 tab, groups have now generated the qualification. Whenever a result is put in, this qualification updates itself. If we want to set a date for a game, we go to the group and click on the match we want, and this leads to the grid to make the reservation. Once made, the date appears and the match is made. After the game, if we click on the date, it lets us put in the result. If customers have online ranking visible, Then the rankings of those who are signed up will appear, and the different rounds. If they go to the end, then the matches made in qualification will appear. If we have it set in the program to allow them to make bookings and introduce results, then they may do so just like in administration. They also have a button, Game Order. If pressed, they can see a list of the group matches in order. If we go back to the administration area, we can see several buttons. Close, as the name suggests, is to close the round and automatically generates the following teams in the groups with those that have risen and fallen depending on the qualification. We can change by hand clicking on Edit button, or click Finish to create the groups of the next rotation. It is important to note that once we close this, they cannot put in results of this last rotation. Public version generates a link of the league table that can add to the web, on Facebook, or send it by mail to the players. Each time you click on a link, it has the updated results, and there is no need to be logged in as client to view them. Send contacts. Send an email to all players in the ranking of the other players' contact information, email and telephone so they can talk and set the days and hours of the game. Game Order. This takes us to another screen to set dates between which we generate a list of ranked matches or a league. Below are the buttons that are specific to each group, such as Sending Contacts, which sends to only players in that group, and Create Bookings of that group. This leads to a screen that allows us to set the dates of the games in that group, the schedules, length of matches and the days that we want to have between each game. We can also make courts available for those reservations. Automatically, it will reserve all the group matches on these dates, times and tracks that we've previously selected. We can also filter what days of the week bookings can be made, if your league is only weekend or any other restriction. The Score tab shows all the results, which are the points of the teams of all the groups. Well, we finished this video tutorial, ranking. I hope you could understand all the features of this module and you will take advantage of this great tool. If you have any questions, write us a support ticket and we will respond as soon as possible. Until the next tutorial.